has no medical qualifications at all,
touting unproven treatments.
I thought, oh, here's an interesting character. He believes that he holds the salvation of the world.
Have you ever stumbled upon those groups that leave you questioning the very essence of human nature? If so, then you've likely brushed shoulders with the eerie cults that haunt our history. These secretive assemblies, veiled in mystery, have ignited a frenzy of rumors, probes, and uproar. Their rituals, strange and at times downright chilling, offer a tantalizing glimpse into the depths of human devotion and belief. Join us as we delve into the most bizarre cults that have left the world reeling in disbelief. Universal medicine. Let me cure you by massaging your breasts. It sounds like the punchline of a sick joke, but it's a key teaching of universal medicine, a group founded by Serge Benhayan, a former bankrupt tennis coach from New South Wales, Australia. Benhayan has been exposed for amassing millions of dollars from families by pretending to be a spiritual leader, all while having an inappropriate interest in girls as young as 10 in his socially harmful cult. Despite having no medical background, he claims that the idea for his cult came to him while he was on the toilet. From there, it was a short leap to the belief that esoteric practices cure everything. Programs like esoteric breast massage, EBM, are touted as cures for everything from menstrual pain to breast cancer, which is obviously nonsense. Unsurprisingly, the so-called healers, including Benhayan himself, are nothing short of predators, preying upon the vulnerable with their twisted doctrines. Ethereal society. Cults often spring up around individuals with grandiose visions, claiming to possess divine powers or otherworldly insights. But then there's the Ethereal Society, an outlier founded in the 1950s by an English taxi driver. Their central belief is that our planet is overseen by alien masters from Venus and Saturn who pull the strings of human destiny. Followers engage in prayer and spiritual rituals, aiming to prepare for the arrival of the next alien master. This anticipated figure, reminiscent of a celestial savior, is expected to descend in a spaceship, wield immense magical powers, and steer humanity onto a righteous path. It's like a cosmic superhero tale with a spiritual twist, the NXIVM cult. Known as NXIVM, this cult from upstate New York gained significant media attention partly because a somewhat famous Hollywood actress was involved. Led by Keith Raniere, one of his key associates was Allison Mack, best known for her role in over 200 episodes of the popular TV show Smallville. Although NVIVM claimed to provide executive success programs for personal development, it was later exposed as a sex cult due to the severity of its criminal activities. Raniere relied on associates like Mack to lure women into the supposed self-help organization. After joining the group, women and children suffered from emotional and sexual abuse, were trafficked, and were made to work as forced laborers, among many other crimes. Women were referred to as sex slaves and were forced into prostitution. They were furthermore made to give up their financial belongings and make confessions of previous transgressions, which the cult utilized as security to keep them there. Raniere had girls and women as young as 15 as part of his master-slave system, which included branding women with his initials on a permanent basis. Several victims of sexual abuse were coerced into having abortions after it happened. Raniere also seemed skilled at enlisting support from influential women. Claire Bronfman, the Seagram's liquor fortune heiress, also played a significant role and received a 7-year prison sentence. Allison Mack was sentenced to 3 years for her involvement. Raniere is now serving a 120-year prison sentence for sex trafficking and racketeering, along with a $1,750,000 fine. The family. Anne Hamilton Byrne, a yoga teacher who thought she was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, started one of Australia's most notorious cults, the family. In the 70s and 80s, this cult was accused of holding children captive and brainwashing them. Over time, Hamilton Byrne adopted 28 children from her followers, aiming to create a master race to survive a predicted apocalypse. These kids were told they would one day rule the world. She claimed to be their biological mother and called the other adults in the group aunties and uncles. She also told the kids she was Jesus Christ, and if they didn't meet her strict expectations, they were subjected to torture, malnutrition, or given LSD. Despite many accusations, Hamilton Byrne never went to trial and spent her later years suffering from dementia. Order of the Solar Temple. Joseph di Mambro and Luc Jouret started the Order of the Solar Temple in Geneva in 1984, aiming to revive the medieval Knights Templar. Jouret claimed to be Christ and a reincarnated member of the 14th century order. The leaders predicted that after death, Di Mambro's daughter, Emmanuelle, would lead the group to a planet orbiting the star Sirius. The Order of the Solar Temple was a doomsday cult, believing the world would end in the mid-1990s. However, the group began to fall apart after a supposed vision turned out to be a fake, causing many members, including Emmanuelle, to leave. In 1994, convinced the apocalypse was imminent, Di Mambro and Jouret decided it was time for their followers to transition to the new planet. On October 4 and 5, 1994, 53 members either committed suicide or were murdered in Canada and Switzerland, with their bodies found in burned buildings. Di Mambro and Jouret were among the dead. It was later revealed that Di Mambro had recently ordered the murder of an infant he thought was the Antichrist. Additional deaths followed. 16 members in France in December 1995 and another 5 in Quebec in March 1997. Children of God. The Children of God, originally called Teens for Christ, was started in 1968 by a maverick preacher named David Berg in Huntington Beach, California. Berg attracted young runaways and hippies with a blend of Jesus Christ's teachings and the 60s free love ideology. The group was known for its communal living, intense evangelism, and secluded communes. At its height, the Children of God had about 15,000 members worldwide. They didn't hold regular jobs or attend school. Instead of traditional family structures, children were raised together apart from their parents. Former COG members began speaking out in the early 1990s, describing an environment that tolerated and promoted physical and sexual abuse of young children. Ricky Dupuis came on a talk show in 1993 and stated that the organization had instructed him to rape a 10-year-old. Dupuis later committed suicide, as did many other members of the organization, including Berg's son Ricky Rodriguez, who had been abused sexually throughout his life by both his father and the other members of the group. Although Berg died in 1994, while being investigated by the FBI, the Children of God cult still exists and is now known as Family International, despite assertions that the group's horrible tactics are a thing of the past. Angel's Landing. Another bizarre recent cult was Angel's Landing, led by Lou Castro, also known as Daniel Perez, who claimed to be a centuries-old angel. Castro claimed he could predict the future and cure diseases. His persuading skills were supposedly so strong that he convinced many of his followers that he needed to have sex with young girls, typically their daughters, in order to survive. Castro ran his commune north of Wichita, Kansas, though they were known to relocate from time to time. Have any other strange cult stories to share? Drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to explore our other content too. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave, so you never miss out on more content like this. Thanks for tuning in.